It's another episode of the One Morning Out of Here podcast, coming to you from the One Morning Out of Here studios.
Why is my phone doing
that? Pappas is
we got a little echo problem. I'm good.
Pappas is on remote today.
I'm traveling.
I'm in Greece.
Yes, I'm traveling today. So it's beautiful here. They let me because well, I know people here, so they let me set up here in front of the Acropolis.
You look great. You look lovely.
Thank you. I feel particularly like shit, but that's okay.
What are you dealing with? Like,
let me just explain something.
You got fevers, or just sniffles, or what? Because I just started to get the sniffles yesterday.
Okay.
No lie.
Okay.
But
I shouldn't be hanging around you guys. I feel perfectly fine.
Well, I think you were the source of the illness there, Dan.
Touching you all show.
Thanks.
I have.
You've been under the weather for a couple days, so.
Friday I started to feel no bueno, and then Saturday I didn't leave the house all weekend. I did not leave the house all weekend, and for me that drives me nuts.
Can you imagine the amount of Chinese takeout?
I wish. I made some fantastic.
Like, you eat too much MSG. You eat too much. You here too long.
I will
First
tell
Walk,
you this.
Is that where you order from? First Walk.
Yeah, I like First Walk. First Walk's not bad.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so I've now discovered that you could live on Dayquil and NyQuil and Mucinex, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. I think I'm coming off it. Honestly, I'm still feel like crap. So I really, out of courtesy to you guys, because I know that I am a very thoughtful person, and Dan can't do a radio show if he's coughing up a lung. So I was like, you know what? Dan's got to cover for some people this week. So I felt like I'd be courteous and just not risk getting you sick.
I'm calling bullshit.
What?
For one, that he's trying to be that nice, but
I am. I'm that courteous.
You know what? You are a man amongst men.
Hold on.
I got a show this morning. I got a show tomorrow morning. I got shows Wednesday. I got shows Thursday.
Wait, they asked me to move. Hold on a second. I got to move here. Sun's going down here. And
switching locations.
There we go. There. This is so much fun.
You are such an idiot. I love
this. This is so stupid, and I think it's just fun. But anyway.
Well, Andrew,
put a picture of Cleaner Concepts back there.
Oh, man, yeah. If I was sweating, that's true.
Andrew, I hope you feel better.
I made some fantastic Jillbilly. Thank you. I made some fantastic chicken lemon soup. I didn't make just chicken soup. I added some lemon to it to try to jazz it up a little bit, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Standard chicken noodle soup gets the job done.
Get that vitamin C.
The Jewish penicillin is amazing, and it has cured more people than not. So anyway, maybe I got the COVID. Who the hell knows? I have no clue. But my taste, thankfully, hasn't left me. But I just don't feel like eating. I'm shedding the pounds like no. The weight is falling off like scales.
I've dropped a fucking dinosaur, or you're ashy.
That's
dropped why it's falling off like scales.
I think I've dropped one belt loop size. One. I think it's tightened it up. So anyway, it's all good.
All right, I'm gonna start the show off on somewhat of a somber tone, but I found out just a couple days ago that the American Legion Post 318 Sons of the American Legion Squadron lost one of our brothers in his sleep, way too young, 54-ish. I don't know exactly, but way too young. But our buddy Richard Poe passed away, so we're waiting arrangements. But I'm wearing this shirt because he would always wear these bowling type jersey shirts, and I saw one probably 2 years ago, Dan.
Yeah, I'd say probably about 2 years ago,
something like that. And I was like, "Hey, man, can you get me one made for the podcast?" So,
man, that's terrible.
So we had it's fucking fantastic, Andrew. Shut up.
No. You sent me the picture of the dude because I couldn't put the name to the face, and I did know him. It's horrible.
Yeah, it was shocking, but so may he rest in peace, and obviously all our Sons of the American Legion brothers are gonna support his family and his girlfriend. at the services.
Good guy, man. He used to listen to my radio show. We'd
never in a bad mood. Never in a bad mood.
When I'd see him out, he would talk about specific things he heard on my radio show.
Yeah.
Well,
and there's a lot of people that would do that.
That sucks. We're kind of at that age. We're at that point where people are leaving us, and it sucks. Like I literally, I was taken aback for probably like a good half hour. Like, holy shit! Literally saw him 2 or 3 days beforehand. So
sorry for him. Sorry for his family.
R.I.P. Rich. Let everybody take a drink for Rich if you're drinking. If you're not,
cheers, brother.
Keep a spot open, no matter where it is. Keep a spot open. I'll sit next to you. What you had something you were going to start?
Well, I was gonna. I
derailed you. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was preparing for the show today, and I got on Facebook for something, and I came across this post on Facebook, and it just kind of stuck with me. That, do you know, Pappas, right now that the Earth is moving through not the solar system, but the entire solar system is moving on one of the outer arms of the Milky Way galaxy at a speed of 230 kilometers per second.
Wow.
51,400 miles an hour.
What's your point?
That means right now you are moving at 514,000 miles per hour. Do you know that? Do you realize that? Doesn't that boggle your mind when you think about that? Because the Milky Way, our solar system is orbiting, or the Earth orbits the sun, and the sun and our solar system orbits the center of the Milky Way. And even at that speed, it still takes 230 million years to complete one cycle around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. So with
that being said, so all the recycling that I'm doing really doesn't matter.
No, it matters not a whit.
Kind of makes you feel a little insignificant. Is that what it does? I mean,
514 miles an hour. I'm sorry, 514,000 miles an hour is how fast we are all moving right now.
Look, this space stuff.
I feel like it.
Isn't that crazy, man?
I feel like it.
This space stuff. If you ever,
we're hurtling through space at breakneck speed.
Breakneck.
I mean, it's all relative, but I mean, if you ever looked at the Milky Way and look at the whole galaxy, you kind of makes you feel pretty small. But it's. I
know. I mean, I love that. I love that kind of stuff.
And if you think that we're the only planet with life on it, well, then I don't know. I mean, statistically, I would say that's not possible. But whatever. I mean, I hope they're smarter than we are. I can put it to you that way.
Right now, our position in the Milky Way galaxy. We were roughly in this same position the last time we were in this position, roughly, dinosaurs were roaming the earth. So think of that. So that's if you believe in dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are a scientific fact.
Yeah, there's dinosaur bones. I mean, yeah.
Dinosaurs roam the earth.
Are they dinosaurs?
So since dinosaurs have been on the earth, we've done approximately one rotation around the center of the Milky Way galaxy.
Well, shit, we're just now getting this shit figured out. Let's go. We're just getting it figured out.
We won't be around for the second.
Dan, is this going to be a regular installment on the show now? Science talking.
It could be. I mean, there's interesting stuff. I mean, that I see all the time.
Oh, there's a good question. Real quick before we get into the story.
Einstein and gravitational.
Billy, what dinosaur? Oh, T-Rex, no question.
What dinosaur would you want to ride if you could?
T-Rex, because everyone get out of your way.
Good.
Oh, see, I think a Stegosaurus is pretty fucking tough though.
Oh, which one was that one?
The one with all the
plates on the back of its
plates going down and it had spikes on the tail.
Let's get a little more weird. What was growing up? Because I mean, maybe you didn't, but I thought everyone had dinosaur toys. What was your favorite toy dinosaur to play with?
I would probably say probably T-Rex.
I like the ones that fly.
Oh, the Triceratops.
Yeah. No, the Triceratops didn't fly.
Yeah, did.
No, the Triceratops is the one that has like the giant horn sticking out of its head.
Well, you guys, I mean, you're gonna lose half the audience if we start going down this road.
Well, you started it,
You
motherfucker.
asked.
I know, but I didn't want to argue about what dinosaurs are.
Which flies a pterodactyl?
Oh, pterodactyl.
That's
That's where I was going. That's where I was going.
What I like.
Told
I
you.
think I would go with the one with the 3 horns, the tricer. What's that?
Triceratops.
I think that was a cool dinosaur growing up. That was always the one that you're kind of like, yeah, he's Mr. Badass, and you'd sit there and go and smash them into each other.
Now, growing up, I did not know a velociraptor was a fucking thing. We didn't even talk about that until Jurassic Park came out. That's a bad motherfucker right
that's
there.
a badass dinosaur.
That's a gangster.
Yeah.
It is.
That's a fucking gangster.
Got that giant claw. Rip you right open.
Rip you right open.
All right, so out of the dinosaur talk, but
all right.
I do like that.
Science section is now over. We
That
get
was
to
a
the
nice-
meat and potatoes of the
a
program.
nice
We're
segue.
moving. We're all moving at 514,000 miles per hour.
God,
You gave me an idea here,
It's
Carol.
faster than a bullet.
you gave Pappas an idea.
You gonna put up your galactic space?
I don't know. I'll play around with it. You'll
Background?
be like
All right.
a little surprise.
All right, there you go. Put up a little
I'll pull this story in.
photography from the Webb telescope. That'll be fantastic.
Obviously, the immigration, the Somalis up in Minnesota. We've been, I mean, just covering that for Dan's speed, warp speed, because it's just in the news all the time. Well, I saw this today. A suspect in the second Charlotte light rail stabbing ID'd as twice deported illegal immigrant with a criminal history. Is anybody shocked by this?
Nope.
First
no.
arrest.
Only in the fact that he was only deported twice.
Only twice.
Because a lot of times, they've been deported, 3 or 4 or a dozen times.
Correct.
It's ridiculous.
Correct. Oscar, was it Solorzano, 33, allegedly broke into a railroad car while intoxicated before attacking a victim. So, court records obtained by Fox News Digital revealed a man charged in a violent stabbing on a Charlotte, North Carolina light rail on Friday is a illegal immigrant previously deported multiple times. Shocker, because, well, the former administration allowed that to happen. So, Oscar, we'll just call him Mr. Oscar because I don't feel like dealing with his fucking last name, 33 of Honduras, was arrested in the stabbing and is charged with attempted first-degree murder, assault with a deadly weapon with serious injury, breaking/entering in a motor vehicle, carrying a concealed weapon, and intoxicated, disruptive behavior, according to multiple Department of Homeland Security DEO sources and arrest warrants obtained by Fox News. So, bond was not set. And let's see where to go. There was another piece in here that I wanted, but there's this fine standing individual. He was booted from the country by the Trump administration in March of 2018 on a deportation order and re-entered illegally during the Biden administration at the Texas border in March of 21. So it's obviously all documented. They know exactly where this guy was, when he got ousted, and then when he came back in. Everything's all good to go. And here he is at 4:49 p.m. Friday. I don't know what date that was. When they arrived, they found the victim identified as Kenyan Kareem Shamar Doby. Stab wound, according to the warrants. Brody, we'll be done in a minute.
I got 2 in the background about to drive me nuts.
You said you want to kill yours?
Dog barking day.
I mean, when you put 2 Shelties together, they're just feeding off each other right now. They're about to drive me up a wall.
Prior to the attack, warrants allege Solorzano broke into a railroad car with the intent to commit a felony. And I don't know, if he was going after, I don't know this yet, if he was going after a particular person or if he was just there. And that's not the same one. That's the one we covered before. That picture there.
Yeah, that guy was supposed to go on trial today, or what? Well,
I knew it was coming up. I don't know if it was today though,
or maybe it was just a court hearing. I don't think the trial was actually starting today.
Yeah, the stabbing attack, and that's why they showed that picture. Stabbing attack comes months after Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska, 23, was fatally stabbed by that guy. So it's like you have all of these things going on, and yet the Democrats, the libs, are going, well, I mean, I don't understand why we have such a problem with it. I don't understand.
Oh, they're not. They don't care.
And when it's all documented,
yeah,
that they've been deported once,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they're allowed in, and they're allowed back in under a different administration. I find it amusing.
Not only that, you have a lot of Democrats that are on the record of saying, you know, they're going to help, you know, hide people from ICE and report where ICE is. And I mean, you have these things going on in this country, and the Democrat Party thinks a winning argument is ICE is bad. We need to keep these people here. I read a great article over the weekend that Jack Windsor put out there about the, what is it? He Gets Us, that religious group that's doing ads during football games.
Yeah. They did a bunch of them in the Super Bowl.
Right. And they're doing more. You're going to see more during the college playoffs, but they're like, Jesus was a refugee too. And he dissected that point by point with facts rather than feelings. And no, Jesus really wasn't a refugee during when during his birth. They just simply do not. They want to keep changing history and making it that. Don't get me wrong. Hey, listen, let me tell you guys something. Maybe you can't tell by the background. You guys may know this, maybe you don't. I am the son of an immigrant, a legal immigrant to the United States. My dad was not born here, okay? So you think that I would be the person, I think I understand. I think I have a pretty unique perspective on immigration in this country that maybe native-born citizens may not have, because your parents can't go back several generations. But we are, a country of immigrants, but where does it say that we are just an open, an open border, no borders, we're all one country, the world's all one? I mean, it just drives me crazy. And coming with what's coming out of, backed up with what's coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, with the Somali fraud and corruption, given what's going on there with Tim Walz, I really think that we're going to have a pretty good national discussion, and I think one side's on the winning side of this issue if you ask most of America. I mean, honestly, I would hope so.
Well, you've got that, and then you combine that with Zoran Mondani's in New York now, putting videos out telling people how to evade ICE.
Right.
He's telling them that they cannot enter your workplace, they cannot enter your home, they cannot enter private spaces unless they have a warrant that's signed by a judge. The other thing that's coming up is the Supreme Court is going to hear arguments about the 14th Amendment. And the 14th Amendment is the one that a lot of libtards and people on the left hang their hat on when it comes to birthright citizenship.
Right.
So they look at the 14th Amendment and they read that to say that anyone who's born in the United States, by virtue of being born in the United States, is automatically a United States citizen. But the part of the 14th Amendment that they conveniently leave out reads, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof.
Right. So
the framers and the writers of the 14th Amendment knew exactly what they were talking about, because one example is if you've got foreign diplomats here on U.S. soil, and they have, let's say that they have kids while they're here. Well, they are not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States of America. So therefore, their children are not citizens of the United States of America. And the same thing applies to illegal aliens. And yet, every time you hear this debate go on, and it's going to go on, and thank God the Supreme Court is going to hear it now, they conveniently leave that part of the amendment out. So they think that this whole notion that if you I don't think the framers of the Constitution foresaw birtherism and birth tourism, where individuals will come to the United States and a woman will come to the United States because are we all agreed that women are the ones who give birth? Are we? Can we stipulate that point?
What's a woman? I mean, let's be frank. What's a woman?
Oh God, here we go. But you got a woman who comes to the United States and she's approaching her due date, and she gives birth in the United States for the purpose of having an anchor baby in the United States, and that starts the whole chain migration. It just causes all kinds of problems.
Right.
So Trump, one of the first things he did when he got into office was sign an executive order that aimed to shut down this whole notion of birthright citizenship. And so now the Supreme Court is going to take it up, and I think it's about time.
And let's be fair, Trump has had a pretty good run with the Supreme Court lately, with a lot of the decisions that have come down. And it seems like they're doing some research before he comes out with these. A lot of people say sometimes the left will be like, oh, these knee-jerk reactions from Trump. Well, some of them seem to be pretty well-founded, and he's got some smart people on his team. Let's wait and see what happens with all this, because, if somebody, James commenting on, if somebody comes to this country, especially under Joe Biden, they would just give them a future date. They're like, hey, you're here illegally. We're going to let you go, but show up in 6, 8, 10 months to your immigration hearing. Well, number one, most didn't show up, and B, that gives plenty of time. Well, no, but number two, that gives you plenty of time to have a kid, and then you're like, oh, my kid's a citizen, and I don't have to go back. I mean, last I checked, doesn't take that long to have a baby. I mean, 9 months last I checked. And if I'm reading the comments, if you're sitting there,
so that's a buddy of mine. We don't see him often. He's a warthog, fellow warthog.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say, and he'll say in the chats if I can say where he used to work, but
I have a pretty good idea.
You kind of figured it out.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
great dude. I'm glad he's here. But yes, he has seen, and him and a bunch of his counterparts that I know have seen a bunch of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he's here. I appreciate you, Stephen.
So let's see what the Supreme Court. Let's wait and see what the Supreme Court does. I think there's a lot of important decisions that have been made by the court, that will be made by the court, still yet to come, that are really going to affect the direction this country goes in and where we sit. And it's all because Trump. Listen, like we talk about every show, Trump does great things, and we don't agree with everything he does, but I think generally I'm really pleased with the issues that he's pushing, and these are long overdue. My God, think if we would have had Joe Biden still in, or Kamala Harris had won the election right now, you'd have an open border.
He had no idea.
Well, you said Joe Biden. It's funny because and Andrew, does this pop up on your social media? I'm seeing more and more people.
You just teed it up.
Talk about Joe Biden and how Joe Biden should run for president again in 2028.
He's being begged.
Yeah.
Dan, he's being begged.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We need steady leadership back in the Oval Office. Are you seeing? I know I'm seeing it on my social media. Are you seeing it on yours too? More and more people saying this kind of nonsense.
I've seen some, but not a lot, because I think that's all bullshit.
Well, we've got a great clip. You just teed it up, so it's perfect.
Yeah, but an LGBTQ event. I believe it was Friday, and he was speaking about the greatness of this country, and it sounded a little something like this.
We just have to get up. As long as we keep the faith, summon hope, and get back up and remember who in the hell we are. We're the United States of America. That's who we are. The U.S.
We're going to go another time.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, we have to hit that again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get up. As long as we keep the faith, summon hope, and get back up and remember who in the hell we are. We're the United States of America.
America. United States of America. I got it.
Do you have one of those in your background? Can you put that up? The United States of America.
I'd love to find it. I don't know what I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But this is the guy.
Fucking perfectly though. You teed it up.
This is the guy.
You had no idea, which is even better.
Let me ask you a question. What strikes you worse? The fact that this guy is still going on the speaking tour. Let me ask you a question. Now, with all due respect, I am a cancer survivor. Okay, so I think I can speak to this. Wasn't it just a short time ago we were told he had stage 4 cancer in his life? He's going to be going through treatment, and we don't know. We have to have deference for the president. That's why he was sickly, and we took him out of the race because he's suffering from cancer. Where did that go?
Wasn't that disclosed just like it was between? I think it was between the time of the election and before he left office. It was somewhere in there when
it was a way for them to distract
Yeah.
the angst and people were really getting on his ass. And so they're like, hey man, be cool. He's got cancer. He can't help it. He's terminal or he's stage 4. To be fair, I don't know what pisses me off worse. Because I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not pretty sure, but I have a suspicion that they were lying about that just to create a distraction, okay, that we can't be too hard on Joe Biden because he's suffering. And everybody has sympathy for people that are suffering disease, as you should. But let's just say, for example, let's say that was all bullshit. What kind of monster do you have to be for all the freaking people out there that every day are suffering from any malady out there?
Mhm.
And especially cancer. I mean, the C word wakes you up. And if you've ever had cancer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When someone comes in, and I don't care if it's, you know, a piece of skin cancer on the tip of your nose, and a doctor comes in, they say, hey, listen, this result came back and it's cancerous. I will tell you, having been there, it wakes you up, and you will remember that moment the rest of your life. And if that was bullshit, shame on Joe Biden, shame on his staff, shame on everybody that pushed that issue. I'm not wishing the man bad, but did he have a total? I mean, it must be the most miraculous cure of cancer that I've ever seen. What say you?
Well, I remember I talked to a couple of different doctors on the air about this, and they were all of the opinion that, number one, they had good reason to doubt this diagnosis because he was in the White House at the time. The president of the United States undergoes regular medical checkups, regular medical exams, and something like this should have been caught on a routine medical exam for the president of the United States.
What's the weird part is, we want MRI results released. I don't remember anybody asking for an MRI result released for Joe Biden.
No, not when it came to Joe Biden. No,
it wouldn't show anything.
And guess what?
It'd be blank.
Guess what? All of that shit got released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Trump's, of course, was the greatest MRI that had ever been done.
Ever in the history of MRI.
The cleanest, the greatest, the best. It was the best you could ever imagine.
But you, if you went through the channels, you could actually, if you wanted to, you could get those results. And like, if you knew how to read all that shit, you could get them.
Yeah.
So
because they don't hide the shit.
I just find it hilarious that I don't think Democrats, here's my point. I don't think Democrats remember the bullshit that they've been peddling because they think generally that you're stupid. So if they're going to come out now and say that Joe Biden, you know, is a great candidate, we need to have Joe Biden back, put the adults back in charge. And then they're never going to square that with, well, but wait, I thought he was too sick to run. You said yourself, the reason you had to appoint Kamala, not elect, appoint Kamala to take his place was because he's got stage 4 cancer. Well, how stupid do you think we are? And the other thing that really brings it home for me, Melania, just a couple of days ago, Melania put out the White House Christmas tree decorations.
Don't talk about our first lady like that.
Well, but she put out the Christmas tree decorations.
You said Melania put out. I mean, come on.
Oh.
Respect, would you please?
But I mean, did you guys see the decorations at the White House?
They're beautiful, very classy.
Very classy. But then I remind you that just a short while ago, I was reminded because someone posted the video. Do you remember the Dr. Seuss weird, freaking creepy ass, goofy ass little video they did of these freak shows dancing around the White House? It was
more Alice in Wonderland than it was Dr. Seuss. It was very creepy.
It was creepy as hell.
Very weird. Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like, thank God. I just shake my head. I'm like, God, we went. Is this really? Did we really go through this as a country? And yeah, we did.
That was Christmas, right?
It was Christmas.
Yeah,
it was Christmas. And it was I don't know if it was last year or the year before that, but they're dancing around the White House. And remember that aide they had, the one aide they had in the White House that the guy he wore like a skirt with a suit jacket and had long fake nails, and he was an aide and he put videos out. Remember that guy?
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, Jason just dialed it up.
Yeah, it's like
this is going to be a painful trip down memory lane.
Yeah, I just want people to remember it because you forget. You burn it out of your psyche. It's so painful to watch. But they give no credit to the Trump White House. Like, thank God, you know what? That's a nice, classy, timeless decoration of the White House instead of the shit we had, the bizarro, whatever their interpretation of Christmas. And I know I'm trying to talk to give Jason some filler here to try to find the video, pull up the video.
I was trying to keep volume down until I could make sure that that's exactly what we wanted.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, did you see the Christmas tree lighting they did in Portland, Oregon over the weekend?
I did not.
They had one of the they didn't. First of all, they didn't say the word Christmas the entire time they had the tree lighting, and then they had one of the speakers get up there and she said, "This seems like a good time to chant free Palestine." So that really
does
nothing
Palestine
really drives home the meaning of Christmas more than calling for the annihilation of a complete group of people. Does it?
No.
Yeah.
And what does that have to do with Christmas? Nothing.
Apparently, it was well accepted by the people in Portland.
Yeah, this is it. Hit this one.
Here we go. Yeah, this was the Biden.
Yeah, this is the Biden White House, and then
look at that.
Fuck guy. That is. Yeah, look at that guy. Look at this guy.
Did you ever see the movie Eyes Wide Shut?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, directed by Stanley Kubrick. This is kind of like that Eyes Wide Shut kind of theme. It's kind of got that kind of feel to it.
They just give masks out at the door.
Yeah,
put your mask on.
Yeah, some very weird and creepy stuff going on in there. Although I don't know how this. Look, people can celebrate Christmas in their own way. So who am I to judge?
Well, Dan, I disagree. This is the people's house. Okay.
Yeah,
people's house. Like, what the hell is this guy?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this. Yeah, the purple flower.
That guy's not invited.
Has anything to do with Christmas?
Look at this. I mean, this is.
Sorry, I cut it off, but
that's all right. It was getting long anyway. But
we've seen enough.
I mean, it just, and they roasted it at the time. And these are the people you want to bring back. I mean, amongst other things, these are the people that you want to bring back in charge. Okay, great.
Was that the United States of what? Amerigaga?
Amerigaga.
America.
I don't even know what the end of it was.
Were his dentures falling out when he said that? Was he trying to save that? Get his dentures back?
I don't know if
Happens. Your dentures get loose.
I don't have the video, but I don't.
All natural, baby. They're all mine.
I don't know if you saw the video of him walking. He had his bomber jacket on, but didn't have any of the patches, like the Velcro patches of presidential seal or Joe Biden president. But he's wearing the bomber jacket, and he's walking into some ice cream shop, shockingly. And there's there's a family there, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's President Biden. That's President Biden." He didn't shake the dad's hand first.
Did he go over to sniff the kid?
Immediately went over and was like, "Can I get a picture?"
Oh, for God's sake!
To the kid.
Oh my!
It was absolutely fucking. I'll find it.
Dude's got problems. I mean, his kid sniffing opportunities are probably dwindling down now that he's not president anymore, and he's probably having withdrawals. He's got issues. I mean, there's no question he's got issues, and that's fine. I mean, the Democrats, that brings up another discussion. I think that we're gonna have the choice, but I think it's going to be what's his face. I think it'll be Gavin Newsom out of California that'll be their nominee. But we'll see.
You really think so?
I think so. He's slicker. He's slicker than whale snot. He is slicker.
He is very slick. He's very dangerous.
Yeah.
He's because people who don't know who he is can be easily bamboozled by him. He talks a good game, although when he's confronted with actual facts and figures and honesty and truth, his nutty ideas and what he has done in the state of California does not hold up to examination in the light of day. That's why. Remember when he had that debate with Ron DeSantis?
Oh, yeah.
And DeSantis pretty much dismantled him because DeSantis was able to present the facts and able to do a clear comparison of what he has done in Florida compared to what Newsom has done in California.
Well,
and the national media is not going to vet this guy. The national media is going to give him a pass. All the female anchorettes on ABC, NBC, and CBS will all be swooning over him.
Absolutely.
And trying to contain their orgasms while they're talking to him.
Well,
So-
I mean, the media doesn't have to just be national. I mean, we've had examples here locally. The media just, if there's a Democrat on the ballot, the media just bends forward to try to make them look as good as possible. Because I could tell you this, even if a lowly trustee position had missed his car payment, not one, or had not one but two cars repossessed, the press would be camped outside his house. And I witnessed the local press had the mayor look at them and lie right to their face, and they had the document to prove he was lying right to their face, because they had the second repossession order, right? And he said, well, I've only had one car repossessed. It was several years ago. That was not true. And they lied right to the press. And the guy won with 89% of the vote?
Yeah.
And nobody
It was
covered
a
nobody
big
covered
number.
that. Nobody covered it
Nobody
outside
covered
of one or two.
Fox 19 did a story on it.
Hey,
Well, but they did a story, but they didn't dig in and question anything.
They left it at him saying, "Oh, it was just the glitch in my auto pay, or there was something, just an oversight, and it's all squared away now."
Pappas, I do have what you sent me. And I'll pull up right now.
Yeah, remember this? This guy.
I just saw it.
Do you remember this guy in the White House? This was a White House aide. Look at him. This guy was walking around the White House making videos, and look at him. Oh my God!
Is this the guy that had sex on the floor?
Hey, everyone.
No.
Usually I start off
guy.
with a
Had his
big
butt up in the air. And he was getting
coffee.
banged by his boyfriend.
No, was
Hey,
not this guy.
Jenny. I booked you a nail appointment, love.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to do that.
It's called Initiative. Hi, White House. This is Cooper. I don't think so. Oh, doesn't matter.
This is actually the entrance to the West Wing. This is so fun, and it's really prestigious.
Hey, POTUS.
What the hell is this about?
Rodrigo still here?
You don't remember this guy?
We've come
totally
a long way in our fight against this virus. We've
You're working
vaccinated
for Jen
160
Psaki?
million Americans.
With
You're getting
her,
us all
yeah.
down?
Don't worry, Queen.
God's sake.
All right, here.
Cooper.
Sorry, Miss Jen. And Jen, don't forget to have fun. Spirit fingers, Mama.
We need to get shots in the arms of every single American.
I'm heading to a haircut.
Comment if you want me to make more of these.
1 sec.
Oh my
Democracy's
God, please
calling.
turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. I can't do this anymore. I just can't. People, see, here's the problem. People forget about this stuff. Just natural time, you're like, forget about it. And I mean, it just makes me sick that this is where we went down, and that this party, the Democrat Party, not only embraced it, but also people are like, hey, let's vote these guys back in because they're all the same. No, we're not all the same. Honestly, we're not all the same. We're very, very different. And there are some core beliefs that we have as Republicans, conservatives that, I just don't want to go down that road again, where then, and if you criticize that, you're the one that's wrong. And you have to look at that and you say, oh, that's normal. That's normal.
Right.
It's okay. McGee, I think that guy was from Louisiana, James. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Hey, we're going to take a second for our sponsor here real quick.
Hi, everyone. Dan Carroll here. Time to tell you about a great new sponsor for the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. It's Murphy Engraving. Murphy Engraving is the place to go.
What do you want to hit
business,
next?
Industrial and personal engraving needs. Take a look at the Murphy Engraving page on Facebook, and you're going to see all kinds of unique items that really seem to take on a life of their own because they've been customized with an image, a name, or a logo, and all of it just really beautifully done. The acrylic sports awards that light up are especially creative and very cool. The customized bottles of bourbon, those are my personal favorite. And wait till you see what they can do with items that are made out of wood. The next time you want to recognize someone special or you're looking for that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll be glad you checked out Murphy Engraving. And a bonus, you're supporting a local family-owned business run by brothers Brian and Kevin, who is a lifetime firefighter and Air Force vet. At Murphy Engraving, they turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and at Murphy Engraving, we are American-made.
That would make some great Christmas gifts there. You got a glass engraved or something like that for a loved one.
Absolutely.
That's a good point. We should have updated that commercial to reflect a little Christmas time.
Well,
I know you were asking what we were hitting next, and I actually forgot to tell Jill this morning on the way home from work, and I feel like I have graduated to Pappas class. I got accosted at fucking Walgreens this morning
Why?
on my way home from work.
Why?
This fucking old hag was like, "Are you Jason Keever?" I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. Who are you?
You suck.
You're a fucking asshole.
Was it my neighbor from across the street?
I'm like,
She have purple hair.
I'm like, no, it's some older lady.
Was she extremely overweight?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah, fits the profile.
And I'm like, holy shit. But because I've been a little bit more active on that politics page here locally.
Oh, the ATP, the Anderson Township Politics.
I was
page?
like, oh shit. I was like, oh, I've reached fucking Andrew Pappas status.
I mean, you got a ways to go, but it's a good first step. I do.
I'm like, I'm just going in to get cold medicine, lady. Like, I don't know what you want to talk about. She was like, nothing with you. All right, cool. All right.
Hey, have a nice day. Go get another donut there, sweetie.
When I got accosted, I felt like I was like, oh my God, I'm almost like Andrew Pappas.
Yeah, that's amazing. Why you got to have that scowl on your face that they're scared to death to come up and even speak to you. But you know,
but you probably just turn on the charm though, don't you? When you get people like that come up to you?
It's hard to charm some. How should I say this? Some people are uncharmable, and once you get that angry in your life, that you're that ate up.
Flavians are basically uncharmable.
Would you? Let me ask you. That's a great question. Jason, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm kind of happy that happened. It's funny, but
I actually I forgot to tell Jill about it. To be honest with you.
Well, I mean, let me ask you a question. You guys have seen people in public. You've been out and you've said, "Hey, there's so and so." I mean, would you ever really? I mean, the gall to walk up to somebody just because they have a disagreeing opinion of you and be like, I think you're a terrible person. Trust me, I've been at Kroger plenty of times and seen people, and I'm like, please, something heavy fall on them. Please, something from very high fall on them. But I mean, would you go up to them and say, like, I think your opinions are reprehensible? No, you wouldn't say a word. You just go about your day.
Right.
I mean, and then throw something that's expensive in their purse and hope that the police catch them as they walk out the door. But I mean, you know, I just don't understand these people that they cannot just let you be.
He's actually leading us in. He has no idea he's leading us in.
I have no idea.
He has no clue. But with what you just said, it works out perfectly.
It's a gift.
To other Minnesota Democrats, such as Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Many of the suspects linked to the scheme live in her district, including a restaurant owner who hosted events for her. He has since been convicted of stealing $12 million in COVID funds.
This scandal is going to rock the core of Minnesota politics and American politics. We are going to be able to show through whether it be willful blindness, whether it be deliberately turning the other way, or whether it be direct knowledge, we are going to show how Democrat politicians, Democrat bureaucracies, Democrat political systems, and the Somali refugee population ripped off the American people, stole countless taxpayer dollars, and engaged in scams that boggle the mind, scams that we can scarcely even conceive of or imagine in their brazenness. This truly underscores the extent to which the Democrat Party has used migration as a weapon against the American people to gain political power at the expense of American citizens, stealing their money, stealing their votes, stealing their sovereignty. This is going to be case in point for the argument that President Trump has made about why we must stop mass third-world migration into this country. It is a tool that
I love that guy.
Steve Miller is fantastic.
How do you explain those numbers?
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
You cannot forensically explain that.
Nope. You can't.
And
it's not even a long piece.
At least guilt free. Explain it.
Well, you can when you understand that the numbers that we're talking about, which now in Minnesota we're up to 8 billion with a B. So you can, when you talk about those numbers, that they've had a lot of fraud, allegedly, right? Let's say allegedly. So they've had a lot of fraud that's been accused of them occurring in that community there. And she is part and parcel part of that community there. And that is a phenomenal amount of wealth. And you know the worst part about it, guys?
Short amount of time.
Short amount of time. You want to know the worst part about it? She hates this country. She literally hates this country. and she's gone from a negative $60,000 net worth to now anywhere from $30 to $60 million.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of different numbers, but yeah, I mean that's a good range.
I mean, are you freaking kidding me? And for that person yet to still get on their soapbox every day and rail against the United States of America and how evil we are, it makes me sick. I mean, she should be on her hands and knees thanking God she's still not back in that shithole she came from.
Well, I just heard her best friend got deported. I just heard like one of her besties.
Well, I was hoping her brother, husband, whatever he is, I hope her, you know, the guy she's sleeping with, brother, maybe.
Husband.
That's nice. That's nice. That's so awesome. I hope he gets deported. But, you know, I love it when Trump goes after her. I have no problem with it. You know, how do you justify that return?
I don't know. It's not as if she's written a bunch of books.
Not as if she's smart.
Come from these books. Maybe she gets. Maybe she's got a contract with whoever makes her hijabs. You know, she wears those, a different one every day. I mean, designer hijab. You know, maybe she's got something like that going on the side, and you know, if she does, God bless her. I mean, but apparently, it's quite lucrative. But if that, I don't know. Are her tax returns being examined? I mean, I don't know. You know, what's congressional salary? $172,000 a year.
Yeah, but that does
you
not
know, a nice piece of change, but that doesn't translate into a net worth of $30 million.
No, and you don't get a stipend for travel, and you
but,
don't get a stipend
AOC's pulled off the same thing. So, you know, calling for socialist government is a very lucrative endeavor. It's worked out well for Bernie Sanders. It's worked out well for AOC, other members of the squad. I don't think Rashida Tlaib is hurting. You know, Pramila Jayapal, you know, seems very fashionable whenever I see her on TV. And she's wearing very expensive clothing. So it's a good gig if you can get it.
Doesn't it make you sick though? Doesn't it really, isn't it damaging to our political process? Meaning, if the public believes that or even suspects that they're all a bunch of crooks, then where do we sit as a country? I mean, these are the people leading us, all a bunch of crooks. I mean, it's pretty sad, I think. And if nothing happens, then shame on the Republicans and shame on the whole system if they protect their own. And I got to tell you, you guys give me the over under. What do you think statistically? What do you think that something's going to happen to her?
Ilhan Omar?
Yeah.
She'll probably skate out of this.
Yeah, she'll skate. I think she'll skate. I hope she does not, but I think she will.
Okay. So
but how many times have we seen it? It seems like they've got people dead to rights for whatever transgression they're guilty of, and then you know, there's a hearing. There's saying people in Congress are outraged, but there's never a perp walk. There's never anyone getting prosecuted, or the prosecution gets dropped, or it all gets busted way down. And then before you know it, they're walking around and everything's fine and dandy.
But everybody can sit there and talk about Trump and how many times he was indicted and all the bullshit, and he got out of it. And the things that Trump says, and we've said on this show many times, we don't agree with everything he says, but some of the shit's kind of funny. But it's like, guess what? You're also allowed to be a human being as a president.
Well, he got out of it because all the lawfare cases they brought against him were on such flimsy legal ground to begin with. There was no substance. There was no base.
But they're
to support any of these allegations, and then you know, as time went on, they just one by one, boom, 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 they all fell down.
But they're bringing him in as, oh, he's a bully. Well, watch this video and see how it works out on both sides.
Our Somali neighbors' garbage and the state of Minnesota hellhole is I'm assuming is unprecedented for a United States president.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
But demonizing the entire group of people by
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Very clear on this. Anyone in this state, especially elected officials, who are unable to condemn this vile attack on our neighbors in our state, you are complicit in it. As I called Donald Trump a wannabe dictator, it's because he is. It's because he is. Oh, the governor's being mean and the governor's speaking out on that. Well, maybe it's time for us to be a little meaner.
You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying.
What a slum.
There will be news sometime.
Complete and utter fucking deuce canoe. But
no, but
when
Donald Trump using the R word, right?
He says something off color,
right?
Oh, and yeah, here, hold on. Yeah, you just reminded me. Thank you.
You should put up a picture of Tim Walz's house there behind you, Pappas.
This is actually funny.
You can turn around in your chair and yell retard.
That's the people, the traffic delays that are calling, because I saw a video of some dude
we're not looking at Christmas lights. We just want to go yell retard at Tim Walz's house.
Listen,
nice house, by the way.
Well, it's the governor's mansion. As I've said, look,
I don't think that's actually not.
You can listen.
Not the actual house, but
okay.
that is all in jest. I just want that to be out there and known.
It's pretty funny though.
But no, it's fucking hilarious because it is happening. I just don't have an actual picture.
Well, but the funniest thing of all is these people are getting upset, like they're making like they're the victim, right? Because they claim that I don't believe it, but they claim that people are driving by yelling retard. Which, don't get me wrong, I would avoid. Me personally, I'd avoid using that word. That's just me, because whatever.
It's not a nice word.
Not a nice word, and it's probably should not be particularly generalized, used. But they're comparing that driving by using that word, right? But they're saying but what did they do to our president? They tried to assassinate him, not once, but twice, because of the words that they used.
Well, Joy Reid says it was all faked. So, there is that.
I mean, give me a freaking break.
Oh, shit. How much?
But I mean, my point is, it's not a good word. I wouldn't use it. I kind of chuckled when Trump said it. But for all intents and purposes, it probably wasn't the most professional thing to do. But okay, so if someone's driving by and yelling, that's not the end of the world. But we're going to sit here and say, they forget what they did. And I love that compilation that you had up there. And also, I would have someone yelling insults at me. There it is. I'm outside his place right now. So I would take insults all day long instead of bullets. Okay, I'll take words being thrown at me rather than live rounds. How's that? Does that strike your fancy?
Good point.
Tim?
That's a good point. Yeah.
So it's cold here in Minnesota. I'm here outside the governor's mansion, and I would love to turn around and say something. I just don't think he's going to hear. Hey, Tim. Tim,
come on out.
Man, I've got skills. I found that pretty quick.
Let's get some sledding. Let's go sledding.
Minnesota. It's lovely this time of year.
I'll bet they got good places to ride your snow machines up there.
I'm sure they do, but it's in Minnesota, and I'm not going to Minnesota.
Michigan
okay.
Better?
Yeah, because it's not Minnesota. We don't have a freaking jazz hands weirdo for governor.
Even though
they do have a pretty
part
bad
of this.
governor.
I'm hoping I can find the part that I want, but
I see a clip from The View. Are you getting ready to play a clip from The View? Okay.
I do not agree with Stephen A. Smith on many things. I've agreed with him on a couple things, but I don't agree with him all the time.
Is this where he goes head to head with Whoopi?
No, he goes with
Sonny Hostin.
Sonny Hostin.
All right. Let's see.
You know I like you, right? Okay, so you recently accused
Get a room.
Mark Kelly, a veteran, an astronaut, of crossing the line for participating in a video reminding troops that they can refuse to follow illegal orders. Okay. Let's see some of what you said, my friend.
Sure. You know better, Senator Kelly. You know better. How dare you do that? You could go to the House. You can put up drawer of paperwork. You can try to start articles of impeachment if you think there's something illegal. I mean, damn, it ain't like y'all haven't done it before. You impeached the man twice. Where that got his behind back in the White House. Had you left him alone since 2020, maybe he wouldn't be back. You don't tell military men and women to ignore an order from the commander-in-chief. You don't do that.
He's right.
That feels a bitch, you know?
Now let me just remind you that Pete Hegseth said in 2016, I do think there have to be consequences for abject war crimes. If you're doing something that is just completely unlawful and ruthless, then there is a consequence for that. That's why the military said it won't follow unlawful orders from their
This is
commanders.
such a reach. Oh my
Now,
God.
given the fact that the secretary himself said that,
I don't know if you've seen this yet.
Opportunity to
No,
perhaps
I don't
change
watch
your
The View.
position on what you said.
Me
Oh
neither.
yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
stutter when
You
I
want to
said
say
it.
loud and wrong?
I didn't, well, you could call it loud and wrong all you want to. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. Here's
Okay.
the reality of the
Give it to her, buddy.
Well, I don't give a damn what Pete Hegseth has to say because I will tell you right now, he was never qualified for the job. When you talk about DEI and eradicating that, excuse me, what was he doing hosting Fox News on the weekend and all of a sudden he's the defense secretary?
Right.
Please give me a break. I don't care what he has to say. You get that out the way. As it pertains to Mark Kelly, what I was talking about is military. What I did was get on the phone with family and friends who have served in the military. And I said, we're not civilians. This is not the court of law. You can be implicated for implying something if you are a former military member or you are a present military member. It wasn't what Mark Kelly said. It's the fact that he was a combat Navy pilot who served in the military who would tell folks, ignore an order when it could get
Ignore
them
an
in a
illegal
world of
order.
trouble.
He did not say
It's
ignore
not.
an
No.
order.
Who's the judge of illegal? Give me a fucking break. You know what? I'm glad he went on that show, and I salute him for doing it. And we don't agree a whole lot. And I didn't agree with everything he said right there.
No, but what
God
can
bless him.
happen? What can happen is Mark Kelly can be brought back into service.
He can be, and they're talking about that.
And potentially be court-martialed.
They are talking
Or
about
brought
that.
under judiciary.
They could call him back to duty. They could call him back to duty, and then he would be put under a courts martial.
But because he's retired and receiving benefits, he is not allowed to say that shit.
They knew what they were doing. Give me a break. They did. They thought they were being.
But
cute.
the fact that Stephen A. said, she was like, you can be loud and wrong. He was like, well, that's fine. I'll be loud and wrong. Your opinion, my opinion. Fuck off.
And then they find a quote from Pete Hegseth. Excuse me, did Pete Hegseth make a video and put a video out publicly?
No, he didn't.
No,
And
he did not.
I think I'm pretty sure about this. I'm going to have to go look it up. But I think that quote that she read from Hegseth is something that he's got in one of his books. And I think she took that. Then the quote is in reference to something else. And I'm pretty sure that she took that quote completely out of context.
Here's a bigger question. Why is that show still on the air? Why is that show still on the air?
I thought it was going to be done. I thought it was going to be done fucking last
Well,
year.
the thing is, the View is and I created this rule for myself on my radio show a couple of years ago that I am not going to play clips. And Joy Reid was one, and the View was the other, because you can be outraged by something so idiotic that these women say on a daily basis, and it's low hanging fruit. It's not that hard to look at something they say and let's say, look how stupid this is. Like my standard is a little bit higher than that. So I don't play a lot of clips. I don't, unless it's something just outrageously egregious. I don't play clips from the View on my show because you're dumber for having had listened to it.
You are.
You know, I mean, it is one of the biggest waste of times I can imagine.
I saw that small clip of Stephen A. And again, like I said, I don't agree with a lot of what he said, but the way he said that, you can have your opinion and I'll have mine. And he normally does not back down, you know, from a we'll call it a quote unquote strong black woman. And he was like, "No, fuck you." I don't agree with the way he did this. And I appreciate that. Even though most of what his show is fucking garbage to me.
Well, you played the clip when that clip initially came out of Stephen A. Smith saying that. And he said, I talked to my family members who were in the Army, who were in the Navy, who were in the Marine Corps. And this is what they told me. And that's where he pretty much got his opinion from on that, is based on what these other family members told him. And the whole notion that they are trying to imply that Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth were issuing illegal orders. The undertone is there through that entire video.
Oh yeah,
they're planting that seed,
and they're the arbiters of illegal and illegal. They alone are the arbiters of legal and illegal. So then you're gonna have what happens. I mean, think of if you're in the military. So Sergeant Schlepley or somebody sits there and he gets an order. Hey, go do this, and he's like, well, is that a legal or illegal order? I mean, Dan, you were in the military. That has to be something. If you're going to give the latitude to every enlisted person in the military to be able to sit there and have to run the matrices of, is that a legal or illegal order? Now, I think an illegal order would kind of jump out at you pretty quickly. Like, hey, let's go shoot these unarmed people or whatever. You'd be like, well, it doesn't sound cope to me.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, so where, I think it was horribly done. And the fact that they're getting called out on it makes me giggle, because they're blaming Trump that he called him out on it and saying, oh, now we're getting death threats. Remember, they suddenly became the victims, and it was Trump's fault they were the victims, rather than the fact that they made a stupid video that did not play well, that everyone is criticizing on both sides of the aisle to a large degree. Yeah. And yet that video is the reason people are, now I'm not advocating giving death threats, but people are calling them up saying they might be using, God forbid, they use the R word to these people. That would be horrible, right? We can't do that. But I mean, if you sit there and say, you know what, you shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. You're stupid, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm getting terrible emails and terrible videos from people that didn't like it only because Donald Trump criticized me. No, we don't like it because what you did was wrong. I think it was wrong, and I'm just John Q. Public. Stephen A. Smith thinks it's wrong, and he has family in the military. I have friends in the military. They all think it's wrong. And you know what? If they do something to Kelly, more power to him. I don't really care. I think the guy has got some mental issues. I respect his service. I respect the fact he went up into space. I don't know if that might have affected his brain a little bit. I'm not sure. But he definitely and Schlotkin.
He's got some serious TDS going on.
Well, and what about Schlotkin from Michigan?
They've all got it. How do you
worse? He's absolutely fallen on the fact that of his, unfortunately, his wife.
Yeah,
he jumped on that train real quickly.
But how do you sit there in your office and someone comes to you one day and says, "Hey, got this idea for a video. We're going to tell military members that create the impression that Trump is giving."
Because they don't know. They don't know that. They're not. The funny thing is, from what I've heard,
Dan, that's a good idea. I want to be part of that.
Well, from what I've heard, Dan, that when you're in the military, you're pretty much drilled in the fact of that you don't have to follow illegal orders. It's not like some big revelation.
Time.
It's not some big revelation that suddenly you have to be told by a group of 6 Democrat freaking representatives that you don't have to follow illegal orders. What's next? They're going to tell you don't breathe underwater. What else are they going to tell you? You can't fucking fly. I mean, come on. I mean, where do you I mean, this is ridiculous. And the fact that it backfired to a large degree on them, I'm pleased with. It shows that maybe there's some common sense left in this country.
Yeah, and after they fiddle and fumble and fart around and they can't come up with a single illegal order, then what appears out of the blue? Oh my God, we've got this narrative that they're committing war crimes by blowing poor helpless fishermen out of the water, and we did a strike and we have the survivors, and then Pete Hegseth said kill them all,
and that turned out to be bullshit.
Yeah, that narrative. What they had a news cycle of about 4.5 days.
He was sitting there going, "We got him."
I did hear a unique. You guys know my perspective on that, but I will tell you it's morphed a little bit because I did hear a unique perspective on that. That it is considered when you're a ship at sea, and maybe this helps with that. If you're a ship at sea, you are required to be flying the flag of origin.
Yes.
Okay. And if you are not, you are assumed to be a pirate ship. That is true. And so is it illegal then to take military action against pirate ships? I would argue, and I think that's what this is going to come down on, is that if it's determined to be a pirate ship, you're not, look at the freighters off of Somalia and
they're covered under maritime law. I read that same article.
Correct. So
it's complex. I mean, there's a lot of references to this maritime law, and I'm not well versed in.
Well, when you see these freighters off of the coast of Africa that used to get boarded, and they see these boats, shadowing him. I mean, there's videos out there. You can do the search. These guys don't wait for these guys to get attacked. They don't wait for them to come up close enough to launch an RPG.
Oh, fuck no. They just start shooting.
They light them up. They light them up from great distance. And you know what?
I love watching those videos, actually.
It is kind of funny. But I mean, I'm like, this is the international law. The maritime law is different. Piracy on the high seas does exist. And you might want to, you might want to make sure that your boat's well marked with a flag of the country of origin so you don't get lit up, and might help if you don't have, I don't know, 40 or 50 drums of cocaine or whatever, the fentanyl in the boat.
I mean, that's wrong. Oh shit. All right.
Oh shit.
I got
They're fishing.
Wonder if the fish are having a good time.
We're gonna have to
higher than a fucking
real quick. We're gonna have to end real quick.
Bunch of stoned fish out there.
What's your schedule? What's your schedule?
Maybe Friday for me.
Friday.
Maybe.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah.
I should be healed by Friday.
All right.
Healed.
Everybody, we appreciate you dealing with this diatribe of
I don't
shit.
know. I want to see Pappas with more backgrounds. I want to see him at different locations around. I want to see the Sphinx.
I like to see Pappas here, but
I want to see the Roman Colosseum.
Pappas, just for the record, I want to see you in studio, but I get it. Dan does not. It's fine.
I want to see the
we are
Lincoln
potentially
Monument.
coming back to you.
Give me
Friday,
a lot of ideas here. The Lincoln
probably
Monument?
5 p.m. But
there it is, the bottom of the ocean.
Everybody.
SpongeBob. The SpongeBob movie's coming out.
Finding Nemo. Oh yeah, you look like fucking SpongeBob. But everybody, we love you. Make sure you tell somebody to subscribe and follow, download on all the audios, and we appreciate you guys so much. Chats were live today. It was awesome. Thank you guys so much. And
I missed 513 though. Where'd he go? Where did he go? I feel terrible.
I might have pissed him off. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In shadow band.